We are in Custom House in Nashville with Kendall. How do you pronounce your last name?
Hoefler. Yes.
I did it right. Hoefler, Kendall Hoefler from White House Middle School in White House.
Yes.
I thought I was in Sumner or something.
Well, Sumner County, and then
County.
White House is the city.
Got it. Okay. So here's why I want to tell you why today is perfect. Because Curtis and Greg came, and then they got here, and then you got here, so you got to meet them, which I could not have planned better. That's amazing.
That was really cool.
And then what I wanted to tell you that was I was tripping out is because I called you. I just remember you. Okay, so I try to meet with all of the grantee candidates on Zoom, and you stood out of all of them. And I was like, who can I call? And I was like, Kendall. And so then when I called you, I noticed on my phone, it said McKinney, Texas.
Yeah.
I am from McKinney, Texas, which at the time, like when I was there, and I graduated high school in 94, so it's been a minute. But there was only, it was a small town. Nobody knew who it was. So I was just like, how in the hell is this woman from McKinney?
Isn't that crazy?
But I know you're from Allen, but it's basically the same thing.
Same thing.
I mean, y'all were the rivals, but but Allen was bigger than McKinney at the time.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy because now McKinney's bigger, right?
And McKinney has a million high schools, I feel.
I know. I'm like, I can't keep track. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah, and Allen has the one. They're just like...
Still just one.
They just really want to stick with the one high school because they love being like the biggest.
No, but I think that's amazing. So Allen, y'all were like our rivals, but I think that y'all were in a different division. Like I think we were like 4A and y'all were like a bigger deal.
6A.
But yeah. So so that I'm just saying like everything it works out.
It just fell into place.
Yes, the way it's supposed to.
Exactly.
And so I'm just really excited to kind of get to know you.
Aw, I'm excited to get to know you more.
Yeah. But that was perfect because Greg and Curtis, they have taken the foundation under their wing. And so I'm just like super excited and I'm going to be coming out here a lot more.
That'll be awesome. And you can come hang.
Yeah. So how did you come to Nashville?
So I went to Belmont University. I actually did not choose where I was going to college until like May 1st, which is decision day at I think like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And
you can have like multiple options.
Yes. So I auditioned at a bunch of different schools, but Belmont was the only one that was out of Texas. Everything else was in Texas.
Really? So what were the schools in Texas? I'm just curious.
TCU, SMU, Texas State. Oh, and then University of Oklahoma was out of Texas, but in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So like basically. Texas.
Okay. That's interesting because I auditioned at SMU and TCU and UT.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but UT was like, I'm a 4th generation Longhorn. So that was like the only.
Oh my gosh. Shut up. That's awesome.
That was like the only school I was really going to go to. But
what was your major?
My major was dance at first, but then I majored in oboe.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Do you still play?
I do. Yeah.
I love the oboe.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a great instrument.
I feel like I always have to explain it to everybody.
It's just like the duck sounding one. That's how you explain it to kids.
Yes.
Like it's the one that sounds like a duck.
It's the duck in Peter and the Wolf. No, the thing is that like I don't know. I don't really like being the duck, and the duck dies.
That is, but most of them do in Peter and the Wolf.
Well, that's a good point. Okay, that's a very good point. Yeah. Okay. I guess you're right. But we had like a woodwind quintet version, and I would just always be like, I hate being the duck.
Yeah, I feel like the cat is much superior in Peter and the Wolf.
Yeah, the cat,
the clarinet,
like slinky.
Yeah,
like, sexy. Yeah. Anyways, all right.
You didn't get the privilege.
So Belmont. So how did you choose Belmont? Because I don't even think I knew what Belmont was.
Right. So okay.
No offense to Belmont.
No, fair enough. It's blown up in the last few years, I feel.
Okay, cool.
But so when I was in high school, we sang this piece called In Remembrance. And when I was in choir in high school. And it was a very special piece to me. It's written by Dr. Jeffrey Ames, who is the head of choral activities at Belmont. And so basically we sang this piece. I felt very connected to it because I lost my brother when I was in high school.
I saw that.
Yes. Yeah. And so the piece it felt like it was written
for you. Yes.
And so I felt really connected to it, and music is the biggest healer.
Yeah.
And so then I looked up Dr. Ames. It sounds so creepy when I talk about it, but I was like, where's Dr. Ames at? And then I saw he was at Belmont, and then I looked into Belmont, and I was like, this looks cool. It's in Nashville. Check it out. Auditioned, got in, and then I decided eventually, like it was over COVID also. So I had a lot of time to think.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wait. So you graduated from high school?
In 2020. I know.
Did you not get to go back to school?
I didn't. After spring break. I know.
So y'all didn't have graduation?
Okay, we did technically.
Well, I know in Texas y'all went back to school pretty quickly.
Well, I did it. We never went back after spring break because then I graduated and whatever. But I was so COVID happened, and so I had a lot of time to just like think about it. But for graduation, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Graduation, they took our massive football stadium that you know.
Yes, I know about that.
And they divided it like into 4 stages, and then you signed up for an individual time to go on your stage, and you could bring like 4 people with you to go on your like mini stage, and then you had to pick somebody to like give you your diploma. Which was actually kind of nice. My mom handed me my diploma and like shook my hand. It's really sweet.
So like the principal wasn't there?
Nope.
Oh my God, this is fascinating.
I know. Isn't that crazy? So then I had a lot of time to think about it. And then like literally May 1st at like 10 o'clock. Well, actually, first of all, before any of this happened, I called my high school choir director bawling my eyes out because I was so stressed out about making a choice about college. I was like, her name is Catherine Zetterstrom. She is literally everything to me. She is why I am a music teacher.
Is she still there?
She just left there and is at a different high school in Frisco. But
in Frisco. Yeah, Lord have mercy.
She is literally just
Catherine, what's her name?
Zetterstrom.
Yes. Well, I just want to give her a shout out because like I think music teachers are the most special people in the world.
Yes.
And in this podcast is called Giving Music. Mm-hmm. And so when we're talking about like, I'm going to ask you like, how did you first get music? Yeah. And everybody's like, it's either like a family member or a music teacher who has like spurred this thing. And that's you.
Yes. It's oh, well, thanks.
Yes. So thank you, Catherine, for inspiring this woman.
And Brian McKinney to just... They have such a special place in my heart. They're very special people. But
oh my God. So you were bawling your eyes out.
Yeah. And I was like, girl, I don't know where to go to school. Because my mom had her phone number. Obviously, I didn't have her phone number because I was in high school. But my mom was like, hey, Catherine, can we like call you? She's freaking out. She doesn't know what to do. And she just sat there on FaceTime with me while I was crying and like helping me not telling me what to do.
Yeah.
But saying like, hey, what do you think about this and this and this and pros and cons?
Yeah.
And then I decided, I was like, I have lived in Texas my whole life.
Yes.
I've never left Texas, and I love Texas. It's a great place to be. But if I get my teaching license in Texas and I go to school in Texas, I'm never going to leave.
Yeah.
And I want to see what else is out there. Yes. And obviously I can get my license transferred, whatever.
Yeah,
but I just want to like check it out. And I've been really happy here. And
had you ever been to Nashville before?
Not before I auditioned.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So you came out to audition.
Auditioned because that was right before spring break. So I auditioned in like February.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And then we went on spring break and then it all shut down. So I was really glad that I got my in-person audition in and got to sing.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's, I feel like going someplace and auditioning is so important because you get the vibe. And you could not get the vibe on face or whatever, on video, you know.
Yeah.
No. You want to get the vibe. So I didn't want to go. I got into SMU and TCU as well, but I wanted to get further away from home. But you got like way further.
Yeah, I did.
Like Austin was perfect because it was like 4 hours. So it was like far enough away, but close enough if I wanted to come back.
Yeah. And honestly, my parents really didn't mind because they love Nashville. So like,
they're like, they love to go visit.
They love me, obviously, but like I feel like they'd be coming to Nashville even if I wasn't here. Like they love it. Like I think I've seen them once a month the past like 3 months.
Oh my God.
Because they'll come and I have an extra room in my house. So they just come and stay in my house with me.
That's great.
Yeah. Even if it is mostly to come see their grand dog, Mabel. They love Mabel. Mabel is everything to them. So
No, I'm sure it's mostly about you.
Maybe. I hope so.
So you went to Belmont,
Yes.
and I found out that Belmont has like the best like music business.
They do. They have a phenomenal music
Which I did not know. So, and then Mike Curb.
Yeah.
There's also the Mike Curb School of Music, or not, I think it's a School of Music, or he's involved somehow at CSU in Northridge.
Oh.
CSUN.
He's everywhere.
Okay.
He owns like everything. I don't know.
very
His name is
exciting.
literally everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah. He has really fed, I don't know much about him, but I know that him or his family or his estate, I don't know.
Yes.
Is he still alive? I don't know.
I think he is.
Sorry,
I'm
Mike
pretty
Curb,
sure
I
he
don't
is.
know.
I'm sorry, Mike Curb. We love you, and I think you're still alive.
I appreciate your contributions.
Yes.
But yeah, he's really fed into the music business programs at Belmont, and then I think another.
So there were I told you I graduated in 94.
Yeah.
There were no music business degrees when I was your age. So I'm kind of jealous because I have a degree in music. I have my master's in music and I have a master's in business.
Yeah.
But it's like if I could have combined those two
Into music
things.
business.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I know,
It's
it's
like a
so
dream.
cool.
It's so cool.
I had a lot of friends do that degree.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
did.
in the School of Music. It's like in the School of Business.
Oh.
So you don't really do anything
Music-y?
Yeah, it's more of the study of the industry. So talking about like A&R and artist management, like all those things.
Yes.
It's cool. And I probably wouldn't have done it because I want to be in the music.
Yeah,
But it's really cool for the people who aren't like wanting to be musicians.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, that makes total sense, but that kind of surprises me, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you graduate from Belmont and then you decided to be a teacher, or like what was your degree in music ed?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I started off music ed. I auditioned for music ed and I started it for classical voice for freshman year. You don't really start like music ed, like teaching classes until sophomore year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I started out music ed, did the 4 years, or I guess 3.5, and then the last semester you do your student teaching. So I student taught with elementary at Julia Green, which is the best. Emily Riley, she's magical. I love her. Julia Green in Green Hills, and then at
Green Hills.
Green Hill High School, which is actually in Mount Juliet, not in Green Hills. And that's with Christina Baxley, who's also one of my good friends. She's phenomenal.
Oh, cool.
And then White House was actually my first job that I applied for.
Okay.
So I sent in an application like Monday evening, and then my principal, Mr. Mark Mills, he's the best. He calls me and I'm like in the middle of student teaching. I was like, hey, Emily, like, can I go take this call? I think it's a principal. So he calls me and I go out in the hallway and I talk to him. He's like, hey, we want to bring you in for an interview. This was like literally the next morning. And I was like, okay, I'll come in. And so I went and I interviewed, and they offered me the job like on the spot. They're like, we really want you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, can I have a week? Like, you're the first place I've interviewed at. And like, I was really excited. Everybody was so nice. And I was like, this is a great environment and you really support the arts. But like, I'm really stressed now. Like, this is the
You're like
one.
in the middle of your last semester.
I know. Yeah. So I got offered the job. It was like in April. And then I accepted like a week later. Then I graduated in May. So.
Wow. Okay. So tell me about the school.
It is a really special place. White House is a smaller community. It's developing, but it's a smaller community, and but we have a lot of really close support. The arts are really building up, especially since we have some really great directors. Like, I'm new. This is my second year there, and then our intermediate school is actually a new building, and we have a new music teacher there, and so we're all like kind of growing as a music program, which is really, really cool. It's kind of like a new era of White House music.
Yeah, that's cool. And then y'all get to kind of like learn together and
Yes.
commiserate or whatever. and
Exactly.
inspire each other.
And my the director at the high school, her name is Beth Steepleton. She's awesome, but we work so well together. And I've been really glad to be able to give her my kids when they have a really strong foundation with choral music, and they can move on to her.
Yeah, cool.
It's really cool.
So there's like that through line, which you probably had in Allen, I'm assuming.
yeah.
And we had that in McKinney. And like
Music education is so
strong in Texas. I always tell people that like I didn't realize how privileged I was until I left Texas. Yes. And I'm always like, it's really about football. It wasn't about band. But, because of football,
band is well funded. Because of band, choirs.
Yes.
And orchestra.
Go football.
Hey, I don't really care that much. I'm so sorry. But what I do care about is getting those arts funded.
Kendall, I bet you're going to care later because I was the same way. Like, I didn't care at all. And now I will not miss a Cowboy game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I go for the vibes. There's nothing better than a buffalo chicken dip and watching. My dad's a Patriots fan, so we watch the Patriots.
Oh no!
And I know he's from Boston.
Okay,
I know, but he's lived in Texas for way longer than he ever lived in Boston.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But he has to tell people whenever somebody asks him where he's from, he'll be like, "Oh, we're from Texas." But I'm originally from Boston. Like he has to tell.
That sounds like just like me because I'm always like I've been in LA for 25 years. But I'm always like, I'm from Texas, but I've been here for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's like part of my identity now.
Yeah. I always say, I've only been here for 5 years, so that's a little less than 25. 25. But I always say like, oh, I'm originally from Dallas, but I live here. I feel like a Nashvilleian. I feel
nice.
I'm always like nervous to say that. I'm like, I don't want the actual like native Nashvilleians to like get mad at me. But
I'm sure they will accept you with open arms.
Yes, they have so far. It's a great city. I love it here.
Okay, so the school is really special. It's special. You have like the clear feeder.
Yes.
They have band.
Yes. Okay. And I work really well with our band director, Chris Warple. He's awesome. He's been teaching at White House Middle School for 30 years. The same school. For almost 30, I think it's almost 30 for 30 years. I think it's like 29. I think.
That's cool.
And he went to White House High School, and he's been at the same school for 30 years. And that just proves like how special of a community that we have there. Is that like teachers will start working in White House and never leave because it just rocks. It's an awesome community.
Oh, I love that.
And who knows where I'll end up, but I'm happy where I am.
Okay. So, but there's not a lot of funding?
Not a lot of funding. So, we don't have a fine arts coordinator in Sumner County. So that typically means like we are gathering funds for ourselves. So we fundraise a lot of what we have. So specifically for choir, like it's actually really nice. We get like a stipend at the beginning of the year, or like, I don't know if that's the right word, but I forgot what the BEP funds is what they're called. Okay. So we get like $200 to get like classroom supplies at the beginning of the year. Like every teacher gets that. So that's nice. But for sheet music and things like that, and like paying my accompanist and paying for transportation and paying for competition fees, things like that, I have to fundraise, get that grassroots stuff going. So.
And then, okay, first of all, let me back up. How did you find out about us in the first place? The Guitar Center Music Foundation.
I Googled like,
thank you, Google. Thank you, Google.
This is from me to you. Thank you, Google. But I was looking up, just foundations or nonprofits to aid in instruments for classrooms. And you guys popped up. Because for my guitar classes, I had some guitars that just really, they were falling apart. They were made from like plywood, and like they were not real guitars.
Okay.
It's just like what I had. And so, with beginners, you want to give them like quality instruments, which is like, a lot of people don't know, but when you're first beginning on an instrument, if you don't have a quality instrument, you're going to give up. It's just going to be harder to play. And so I was looking for better guitars, because middle schoolers, like, it's technically a general music class, my guitar classes, but I turned it into a guitar class.
Yeah.
Because if a middle schooler does not sign up for choir, 9 times out of 10 they don't want to sing, and they'll get mad at you if you ask them to sing.
Middle school is like that. I personally love middle school because I feel like they're still little kids, sorry, middle schoolers, but they're not quite.
All those that are listening.
all the middle school listeners out there. But they're also not quite like jaded high schoolers yet. It's like this perfect age.
Awesome. Except for the last quarter of 8th grade, then they start to get a little crazy.
They're already transitioning into that,
Yeah.
Be careful. I think your students are going to listen.
I know.
Yeah, you better be. Go turn in your assignments.
Turn in your assignments.
Go finish writing in your solfege syllables. My goodness.
Yes, solfege. Woo.
Yeah.
Okay, so guitar is kind of like, that was your way to reach that.
Yes, and it's actually really cool. I didn't realize like how many of them would actually be interested outside of my class. Like last year at the end of the year, I had several of my 8th graders come up to me and say, "Oh, Miss Hoefler, like I actually went to Guitar Center with my parents and they bought me a guitar and blah, blah, blah." And like I've had a few kids come up to me this year and say it. And it's just so crazy how almost simple it is to get kids interested in music and like wanting to play. Because like once they get at like 3 chords down and they can play a song.
Yeah.
They're in. They're like, oh, I want to do like whatever, anything.
Yeah.
So it's really cool seeing.
I love that. And I never learned guitar. I don't know about you, but I never got that
I
opportunity.
didn't learn until college.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I tried during the pandemic and I kind of just got frustrated.
Okay, that's fair. It's hard when you don't have somebody instructing.
Yes. Agreed.
A good teacher makes the big difference. Because
Absolutely.
for somebody to sit there and acknowledge like, hey, what you're doing is hard, but you're doing a good job, but let's do this to make it better. It is life-changing. And I think that that's how I get kids to be interested. It's like, hey, it's going to be kind of hard for the first few weeks and your fingers are going to hurt and it's not going to be fun and you're going to be mad at me and you're going to be like, Miss Hoefler, why are you making us do this? And then by week 4, it's like magic. They're like ready to play. They're having a good time.
And are they ever like writing their own music or?
That's something I'm going to start working on.
Cool.
So I actually, the last year and into this year, I've been kind of tweaking curriculum and figuring out like how exactly I want to do it because there's so many options.
I know.
And as a teacher, like in your first few years, it's all about like figuring out what. Ooh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It happens. I do that all the time.
Yeah, it's all about like figuring out what works for you and for your kids. And so last year, I completely wrote my own curriculum.
Is this the guitar karate?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yes. I came up with, for those of you who have played recorder, in elementary school, you probably did recorder karate, which is where you like earn a belt or a bead in our case for playing a song correctly and scoring correctly or as a certain score on like a rubric or whatever. But I did that for guitar and I did it all my own curriculum. And then I was like, I feel like I can do that, but then add in more supplemental kind of theory. So they not only understand that they're playing a G chord, but what is a G chord? What's happening? What are you actually playing? Why does it sound good when you go from G to C to D7? I wonder why. And like figuring that out.
Yeah.
So, but I did a whole new book, none of my own curriculum, last 9 weeks, but my kids change every quarter, so every 9 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm kind of going back to my curriculum and then supplementing with the other stuff. So it's been a lot of experimentation and then also taking suggestions from kids like, what do you like to listen to?
Yeah.
And
well, I think that's the thing about music curriculum is that you've got to listen to your students and reach them where they are first. And a lot of these books, if you don't do it that way, it kind of feels like top down.
Exactly.
You want it to come like from them.
Yeah. And that was the problem with like last 9 weeks is that the book that I chose, it taught by chord progression. And I'm like, they don't even know what that is yet. They don't like, you can't teach a chord progression before you understand exactly what a chord is. Yeah. So yeah, I've been kind of adjusting to kind of figure out what works.
I love that. Imagine after like 30 years.
I know. I'm going to be teaching like some crazy guitarists. They're going to be better than me.
I know.
I hope so.
That'll be really exciting.
Yeah. There are some kids that I taught last year that are already better than me. Like they took off.
They took off to it. Yeah. I love that. I love that. So we're starting this program called Finish the Lyric. And basically we're trying to reach kids who are 8 to like 17 who have a song that's not done or they've written a whole song but they want to make it better. And then we're gonna figure out the winners and they're gonna get to record with professional songwriters and professional producers in the studio, like probably right around here in Berry Hill, and get to finish their song. So I definitely want you to think about that.
I would.
And I always thought when I was trying to teach music theory, I was always like, okay, we're going to teach composition or like songwriting, and then you can back into it. So they don't really, because music theory, everyone hates music theory.
It's like, let's go talk about 5/7 chords, and 6/4 chords, everybody. It's really fun and interesting.
But if it's like coming from a song that they're creating or even one that's like they're listening to on the radio or whatever. So I'm
And
excited
also,
about
it helps
that.
with that oral learning too, like oral skills. Whenever you listen to a song in like asymmetrical meter, and you're able, and it's a popular song. Like Hosier has some songs that are like in asymmetrical meter. And my kids love him, and so being able to take that and hear it as something familiar, take something new from something familiar, then it makes it more interesting, and it's easier to learn that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can tell you're such a great teacher.
Thanks.
So do you have like a student that kind of like stood out to you or inspired you, or one that you didn't think was going to like take to the guitar or choir or whatever, and then just kind of like saw the transformation in them?
Yes, I had.
And you don't have to say their name.
No,
but-
yeah.
Little Johnny.
Little Susie. I had several kids, actually. So when I first started my job, it was a little bit of a tough transition at first, just based on what there wasn't really a strong program before. And so I have high expectations for my kids.
Yes.
I love them, and they know that. And they know that the reason.
Well, that's what a high love
Right.
is, a high expectation.
And they know that. I make that very clear to them that, like, if I did not love and care about you, I would not have these high expectations for you, because I know that you can do these things. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're very aware of that, because I make them aware. But when I first started, it was a little bit of a tough battle, because it was those kids coming in didn't think that choir would be, oh, I'm going to learn to read music. I'm going to learn things, and not just have my teacher teach the song to me by rote, by my turn, your turn, whatever. And so it was a little bit of a tough battle at first. But then after the fall concert last year, it was like a switch flipped for almost all my kids, where it was like, wow, we saw what we can do whenever we take our learning under our own belt, and like we are in charge of our own learning, essentially.
Yeah.
And then they saw how fast they were able to learn music by essentially teaching it to themselves by reading it. Obviously, I'm a facilitator of learning, but
Yes.
they are able to read the music really well, read the rhythms really well, and then they are proud of themselves, and they're able to see what they accomplished and understand that it's necessary. So it was a big transition. But now I have all those 8th graders that I had that were mad at me.
Right.
They're almost all of them are in the high school choir now. And like my 6th graders, 7th graders, like I've retained a large majority of my kids in the choir program, and they love it. And they are the ones that want to strive for excellence, and it's just really cool to see. And then with guitar, I've had kids who have like just tough home lives and experiences that I wish that no child had to experience. But then they'll come to my classroom and they're just playing guitar, and you can see just kind of this relaxation happening, because I let them have independent practice time. That's very important. And and I have to make sure they stay on task, because it's very easy to not stay on task with independent practice time. But they're able to just relax, learn in their own little bubble, and just kind of, it's almost like a meditation.
I was gonna say it's like a kind of a sanctuary for them.
Yes.
I mean, it is for me. I know it probably is for you. When you forget about all your problems.
Yeah, and these are the same kids that came into my classroom not wanting to take music class.
Right.
Like, they're like, Miss Hoefler, like, aren't you just gonna let us like just play on our iPads? I'm like, no. Sorry, I'm so sorry that I'm gonna teach you things in school. I'm so sorry. But then they turn around and it's really relaxing and soothing for them to play an instrument, sing a song. It's soothing for everybody.
Yeah. They're so lucky to have you. That's so awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, it's
that's
the best
great.
job ever. I'm lucky to teach there. I know everybody says that, but I really am. All the teachers are like, I'm lucky to have my job. And I'm like, I actually mean it. I promise.
Yeah, I actually have the best job. So speaking of which, I think I have the best job, because I'm basically Santa Claus, like 365. And I used to run a nonprofit, and we provided, music education and instruments and all that stuff. And again, when I went to LA, I was like, oh my God, they don't have music education.
Right.
It's like very spotty. And because it's such a big city, there isn't that clear feeder pattern, So it was like, maybe you got it in 1st grade, but then you didn't get it again until 6th grade or until high school or something. It's just such a bummer.
It is. And that's why Nashville has some really, or Tennessee itself has some really great pockets. We have some really great music educators for sure.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm just hoping that eventually in the years to come that there's more support behind it from school districts, from communities. And my school district's great. They do a great job at supporting the arts, and it's growing, and we're getting bigger.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that soon, at some point, maybe we'll reach all of Tennessee to have really solid music programs.
Yes. We should work on that together.
should.
Yeah. Let's do it. 2 Texas girls.
Oh yeah, taking it home.
I love that. So I wanted to ask you a little bit because when I went on your Instagram, I saw Big Z Foundation.
Yeah.
And so I got really interested in that. So can you tell me a little bit? I mean, I don't want to pry or anything,
You're not
but
crying.
I would just
love talking
okay, good.
about it.
Okay,
so
good.
when I was in high school, I was 16. My brother passed away from a brain tumor. So he was diagnosed my freshman year. I was going into my freshman year of high school. He was I want to say junior. Or no, he was going into senior year. That's what it was. Going into senior year. And he ended up passing away his freshman year of college.
Okay.
From that brain tumor. And my family was fortunate enough my parents were able to stay with him in the hospital, and my dad could work on his computer and be with him. So spend those days with him when he was in the hospital. But we would walk around his area in the children's hospital, and there would be babies just by themselves, like sick children laying in beds with nobody there besides their nurses. And it really broke our hearts to see that.
Yeah.
It really spoke to us, and that's how we decided to start the Big C Foundation. So what we do is we benefit children that are affected by pediatric illnesses in Boston Children's Hospital, Dallas, and Nashville.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we do a golf tournament every year to raise funds for that. We do a silent auction. We're in the middle of trying to grow our foundation more. So we essentially take this money, we have grant applications that we give to social workers, and then they give them to families that they think could really use the help. So
Oh, wow. So they can be in the hospital?
yes, so they can pay for their more. We give them like $1,000 grants. So we give each hospital $1,000 grant every month. Yes. So one of my favorite stories actually is there was this teenage girl who her dream in life is to be a mother and have a family. And she had cancer, and she needed to do chemo treatments that would eventually harm her reproductive system. So we paid for her to have her eggs frozen so she could eventually be a mom and have a family when she was older. So, and that's what we can do with this money. And she was like, I think 16 and things like that. It's just, with the flexibility of our foundation, we can do things like that. And there are phenomenal foundations that benefit research and take funds to do that. But instead, we are directly helping these families and these children that need it for things like groceries and mortgage and all the things that they might need.
That is amazing.
Oh,
I love that. Congratulations. And I would love to talk to you more about how to grow it, because I've dedicated my life to nonprofit. And,
I love that.
And we do a lot with the foundation, with Guitar Center Foundation. We do a lot with music therapy. So we do a lot with children's hospitals. We did something at Monroe Carroll.
Yeah, we work with them.
Is it Carroll? Carroll.
Carroll.
Oh, okay. I said it right.
You got it right.
So I would love to talk to you about partnering with the music therapy programs. That maybe we could like partner together to do that.
And
I love what y'all are doing, because I think it's so important to have that flexibility. I think a lot of times, like people that apply to us, it's obviously a lot of people like you and a lot of schools, but then, there's like hospitals, or there's homeless shelters, or old folks homes, or veterans, like all these things. And I try to not be so, rigid, like this is what we do and blah, blah. I mean, it has to be music.
So I
think that's so amazing, because and also I'm always like, oh, people are funding research, which of course is important.
It's important, but also like that's not directly benefiting
the people that are currently in the situation.
Going through it.
Yes.
And the research is important, but this kid is sick and their parents can't afford to buy them groceries.
Was this like your family's idea, or your idea?
It's my parents. They are such special people. Aww. They are just, I would not be where I am without them. They are just so strong. And they, a lot of times when parents lose a child, they end up separating, but it really brought them even closer together. And they love each other. They are there for each other. They're there for me. And they have really demonstrated the most amazing strength I've ever seen out of anybody. But they're such special people. And they're also, my dad is a guitarist. He plays guitar.
Oh, no way.
My mom, she won't tell you she can sing, but she has a really great voice.
I love it. Yeah.
I love hearing her sing. We'll sing karaoke together. My dad takes karaoke very seriously. Very seriously. We have a karaoke set up both at my house in Nashville and in Texas as well. And my dad is like, you can't joke. You can't laugh at karaoke. Like, you have to try. You have to try your best. And then he'll coach you. I'm like, Dad, I'm the one with a degree in music and you're coaching me right now? I didn't ask for a voice lesson. He takes it very seriously. But we've also been talking about how to involve music in the Big Z Foundation as well. And I've talked about trying to, at some point, coordinate with Monroe Carroll and do something.
Yes.
Maybe even with my choir kids, things like that. But
yeah, they have a really cool thing there. That's the Ryan Seacrest Studios. So there's like a studio that's set up on the ground floor that does like TV programming all throughout the day. But I'm excited about this because I think this is such a special thing, and especially for kids. And it's like, I think music therapy back in the day was kind of considered kind of woo-woo.
Yeah.
But now, especially since after the pandemic, it's something that's so much more taken seriously.
The research in that is just amazing.
Yeah.
I'm also like a big fan of just educational research or music research in general, and the research behind music therapy. Because I'll be honest, I was a doubter. I was a little bit of a skeptic before I actually looked into it. And obviously I knew the healing power of music.
Right.
But I was like, there's no way it actually
heals
people. But it can.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing. And I have a lot of friends that majored in music therapy that are music therapists. And their work is just so amazing.
Yeah.
I have a friend who works in a men's prison. And she is doing a really amazing job. Like, it is so cool to hear what she does there. But
yeah.
I
love it. Okay, well, we're partnering on this.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I know, me too.
We're partnering on two things. Big Z Foundation, music, and music in Tennessee.
Oh my God, so many things. It's just like the beginning.
Yes.
Do you want to say anything else about like the foundation or, giving music, which is something that you do like every single day, but just the power of that? And I'll give you like the last few comments.
Of course. With my foundation, it has become an integral part of my life. At first, when my parents first came up with the concept of foundation, I was angry, which is, I was a teenager and I had been going through a trauma, and I've been going through a time where I felt like everybody acknowledged my parents' pain and they didn't acknowledge my pain. And I felt like everything was becoming about the trauma that we experienced. And so I was angry about it. I was like, I just want everybody to stop talking about it. I stopped talking about Zach and stopped talking about how he was sick. And I was just upset. And then I came to realize what good can come. And I grew out of that pain or that anger that I was experiencing from my pain. Yeah. And I realized how important the work that we are doing is.
Yeah.
Then I was like, yep, I am on board. Literally, I'm on the board and on board, ready to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
In terms of music education, one of my students, she wrote an article in the school newspaper recently, and she interviewed me for it, and I just read it, and I feel like it describes a lot of just what music can do for kids. But she has had a tough upbringing and a tough life, and she wrote in the article that she feels transformed when she is in the choir room, and she feels the weight of life and things lifted off of her shoulders, and she feels joyful, and she's made friends, and and even most importantly has been able to socialize and grow in that way, which I think is even more important than your musical skill, is how it's helped you grow in that department in terms of socializing, in terms of making friends, and all that kind of stuff. But it was really special to see that my kid.
Yeah, and she's acknowledging the gift that you're giving. So.
I know, and it really made me tear up. I was like,
Oh, I love that.
so proud of her and everything that all my kids are doing. I have really special kids.
Oh, well, you're special. So
Thanks.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the next steps for us.
Me too.
So,
It'll be great. And I'm so fortunate to have found the Guitar Center Foundation. In terms of guitars, I got my guitars from my classroom, which was just the most special thing, and my kids were so excited. That, and then also just connection to you guys and you and all the amazing things that we can accomplish together.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for your time. I'm so excited.
Yay!
You made it to the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. It was so inspirational for me. If you enjoyed it, please like us. Please follow us, subscribe, comment in the comments, do all the things. Go to guitarcenterfoundation.org, make a donation, help us continue to give music to people who need it the most.